And welcome back to Mimas for some more brutal start shenanigans with me, 54 Bear. Okay, I have gone a little bit crazy with piping. Shock, horror, gasp, how could such a thing happen? Yes, I know, unusual, isn't it? Okay, so what I have done, I had actually drained this tank and I filled it up with a little bit more because I did need fuel and my super duper deluxe fuel mixing subsystem here was not quite ready to go. So I just did 2 stacks of volatiles, 1 of oxide in here, filtered out the nitrogen, and then I added a few more bits of volatiles to get the percentage up closer. So 65.4, yeah, that's close enough. I could throw some more volatiles in there. One of the issues you have with these things is you'll notice in the ice crusher there is still some nitrogen. I don't know if it works on a last in first out basis, but yeah, it's a little weird. To get these to work properly, you almost certainly need to have either a pump or a back pressure regulator that will suck these things dry. Either that, or if you're changing gas types or the type of ice that you're running through it, you'll need to shut it down and restart it. Okay, so that one is fully charged. Let's charge that one up. So this is the last of the... Actually, this one I can turn on. Yeah, so the fuel that I'm working on at the moment is just the rough stuff. What I have here are a couple of ice crushers dedicated just to this. And also the oxygen one, through a little bit of funky pipework, goes through another filtration device. And yes, I am duplicating. This is another unit that is going to pull nitrogen out. But to be honest, once this is operational, this particular unit will come out and it can get reset for something else. And I just realized I have a pipe that's missing. I need to fix that before I turn anything else on. You know what? I'm going to keep it separate. Yeah, I will join that at a later stage. Now, the reason I put these small utility, or in this case a small utility, in the oxygen, a large one, because I don't really have the resources to print lots of the insulated tanks or even the big tanks, and I'm not going to be dealing with that much stuff. So I figure these pipe utilities will hold enough. Let's see if I can give you a better view. Oh, and this blue thing down here, that's a heat exchanger. That makes certain that the volatiles and the oxides are at the same temperatures. Okay, so yeah, it comes out of the back, up and around into this manifold. Also goes here, so it gets filtered out. So all the nitrogen will end up in here. This will be just oxygen. Once the nitrogen has been filtered out, then I can pump this up, which also fills the tank exchange. The tank filler. So that will become my primary source, or intermediate source, let's say, of breathing gas. I still have stuff in here, not very much. Get the pressure up again. But yeah, it should be good enough. Right, so yeah, down to the last 100. Well, you can see how fast this stuff drops. Right, so that's where we are. So I will, and I have previously, before building all this, I did set the settings of these to 200, so it doesn't take forever to crush the ice. So I'm not turning the mixer valve on just yet because I've only got that pipe section to store it, and using the, oh, nearly got that wrong, using the mixer, especially when there are equalized temperatures, you can get ideal fuel mixtures. So I'll just do that for now. Okay, and where is my tablet? There it is. Okay, so there's my nitrogen. So already at 22 megapascals. That is actually a bit more than I was expecting. I will probably add another utility to this because the oxygen has a bit more storage because I thought I'd be using it more. You see, that's only at 12. So yeah, I think, do I have any utilities left over? Oh, I also moved the bottle filler. And I relocated all of the eating and drinking supplies into here. Figure I'll use this as the survival hut because I was in here and I ran out of power. So what do we actually have in there now? Now 1% stress because we've got some pollutants in there. Not quite certain where they came from. Must be the exhaust from this thing. Yeah, so this will be like a last gasp should I need it, but the advantage of using this one is I have an APC in there. If this battery does go flat, I can usually find one in my tools that will give it a little bit of oomph. Right, let's get that battery out. Right, that is now empty. How much have we got in there? 5 kilopascals, that'll do. Right, so I just want to get this drained before I create any fresh fuel. So I've actually got a fair bit in there. It might pay me to upgrade the Atmo printer so I can get the smart canisters. That way I can put a lot more fuel in and this would last a lot longer. That's probably a good idea. Right, actually we can turn those off. I do want to get some more utilities though, so print up a couple more of those. Pipe utility gas. And it'll look even funkier. Now the problem is I can't delete this one and like do a conversion thing because that amount of gas going into these pipes would almost certainly rupture it. And I'll probably have enough time to fix it, but I'm one of those kind of people that when I get flustered or when I know that there's an emergency going on and I absolutely have to get this done immediately without screwing up, I immediately screw it up. Right, so we'll get that one going up. What I could do, yeah, I'll put that there, get rid of that, put a little uppy one there,
power low,
and put a double there, and get rid of that. Very funky. Don't like the colours, of course. Oh, that's much better. Yes, if you're going to have piping, it's got to be funky. It's not a Stationeers rule, but it should be. I love it when someone looks at something and say, oh, that's really cool. What does it do? Anyway, just a quick update on how we're going. The water production is doing fairly well, albeit it's a very small scale. So I have 3 litres of water in there now. We're about 3/4 of the way through the amount of water that we had. I will need to burn some more. In fact, I should probably do that now. That will assist in using up this fuel, converting it to water. We're a long way from getting into any pressure issues. You can see the pressure in here is only 17 kilopascals. Yeah, that's not really an issue. I could have got away with probably just having pipes, to be honest, but I didn't want to run the risk of blowing things out. Now, I do need a nitrogen filter for that. I think all the nitrogen is out of this, so rather than print up a new one,
Power critical.
I will really need a third hand. I shall grab that one, plonk it in here, and begin filtering out this nitrogen here. So, I mean, eventually most of the gas will get transferred into the right side, after the pressure regulator. Oh, and the other thing, I did print up a labeler, although I didn't make an extra battery for it, so I have to do the old battery swap thing. But I mean, it gets used so infrequently at this stage, it's not a problem. So we'll do 7.5 megapascals, that should be fine. I'm not going to turn it on yet because, and of course it has no battery in it, because of the nitrogen. I can survive by having 2 filters in my suit, but I would rather remove that need and get the nitrogen out. So not much there, not much there either. I mean, I could probably fill a bottle up with it, but for the moment that will do. All right, I'll put the label away, and that's where we are. I've done some more mining, so I do need to do some smelting. I have to make some of the funkier alloys. I will do that in a separate video. If you like that kind of stuff, come back for some smelting, cooking, whatever. Otherwise, I'll see you the one after that. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later. 54 Bear out.